As a sales professional, you probably have more on your plate right now to get done than you actually have time to get it done. But what if you really don't have that much to get done? On this episode, we're going to talk about how you can focus on the most important things and how they can help you to make sure you're making more money and being more productive. Check it out. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist podcast. I'm your host, Donald C. Kelly, the Sales Evangelist, and I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, I have an amazing guest. Her name is Lauren Golden, and Lauren runs an organization called The Free Mama. On this episode today, she's going to share with us one of the strategies she teaches called the Daily 5 strategy. And the idea behind this is that you focus on the most important task. As a sales professional, as I mentioned, you probably have a lot on your plate that you feel you need to get done. However, when you really evaluate it, not all of those activities are going to move the needle. Check out the conversation I have with Lauren. See how this can help you and how it can help improve the way that you're selling right now and maybe help you to make more money. Why do people why do people run into issues with time in the first place? Maybe we could talk about the problem that you come across.
Well, I think it depends on people's personality. You know, some people are maybe more naturally wired to time blocking and lists and organization. And I'm married to a visionary who cannot be bothered with a schedule and things like that. But productivity is only so much about time. I think we have kind of a bigger issue where there's lots of busy work and there's lots of this illusion of if I'm doing, I'm producing. And the reality is that's not true. There's a lot of things that we do. Everybody, and maybe you're familiar with the 80-20 principle, but there's a lot of ways that we fill our day and we make our work day feel busy, but it is not actually producing. So the concept behind the Daily 5 is that there really should be no more than 5 things on your, and I put air quotes, to-do list in a day. And not all 5 of these things are created equally. So this is something you should prepare at the end of your workday for the next workday. You should never sit down at your desk or pick up your phone or, begin wherever you do your work. You should never begin and not know exactly what that first task is that you're going to complete. And the way we outline our Daily 5 is based on needle shifting activities. Most often, it's the most difficult thing that you need to do, or the thing that maybe you would be wanting to procrastinate because it's going to require effort, or maybe it's a little bit scary for you to do. It's putting yourself out there or having to have a hard conversation with somebody or do that task that you might not be able to complete. One of the things that makes the Daily 5 effective is that it's not about doing all the things. It's about following the order. So you do the first thing first. Meaning, if all you get done of your Daily 5 list is that first thing, but it was the most difficult needle shifting thing to get you the result and outcome that you are supposed to get, you can put your head on your pillow that night knowing that you had a really impactful day. So it's important to prioritize. And this is a really great kind of anti-procrastination tool because, like I said, it's really easy to fill our day with tasks. It's really easy to go find stuff to do that's like that busy work. But when we start with intentionality and the productive, effective tasks of our day, and we start there, it doesn't give all of the other stuff that we could fill our day room to butt in. Have ever written something down on a to-do list that you already did just so you could cross it off your to-do list? It does. It gives us that happy hormone release, but it's a lie. It's not actually moving us closer to our goals. So again, the self-sabotage I usually see, and people aren't necessarily doing this consciously, but it's hard, or it's scary, or it feels bigger than me, that imposter syndrome. Again, with salespeople, I would speculate it's either a lack of critical thinking skills. You're not actually analyzing and weighing it, which is what you will, it's like any muscle. The more you implement this tool, the faster and better you'll get at it, especially as you start to see the results that you're actually producing in your business. And as a salesperson, that comes in the form of a commission check typically. So that will become pretty rewarding, which I would also say is kind of one of, the things that you can apply to this tool to be even more successful is incentivize it. When you do this thing, this needle shifting thing, this income producing thing, then, if it's not the commission check, what are you going to go spend the commission check on? What's the thing that's going to incentivize you to stay focused? Another tool or another, add-on to this tool of the Daily 5 is you have to be really clear on what your goal is. If you don't actually know what your goal is, it's going to be hard to prioritize your tasks. So I've got a lot of students right now who are, transitioning from a one-to-one service provider model to a one-to-many. So it might be through course creation, consulting, memberships, masterminds, things like that. And they have to pick a sales mechanism. And some of them might need your salespeople in the future, but right now it's getting started with that challenge or, that application or a webinar or whatever the thing is. And it's very easy to go out, well, I'm going to go work on the emails and I'm going to go do, and it's not that those things aren't important. They are important, but get your webinar together, get it together now and start pitching it. And don't wait for it to be perfect. Don't wait for it to feel right. Get it done, get it going. As I tell my students, if you can't edit something you haven't published. So get it going. And it's usually that publishing for a lot of people. It's that first getting it out there, that conversation, that solicitation, that cold call, that, that follow-up, whatever it is. That's what really for us humans seems to be difficult. But the more we exercise this, the more effective we become with our days. And then that's how you're able to work less and make more. But what I would say is if you're full-blown burnt out or overwhelmed, you need a second. I've had so many peers end up either burning their businesses to the ground, walking away completely, or worse, ending up in the hospital. So implement part of your Daily 5. Your first thing might be, I need to go to the gym. And that's my first thing. Almost, I would say about 5 days a week. That's my first thing. I need to go to yoga. I'm naturally high strung. I used to be like a super hardcore, like cardio junkie until I realized I was pushing in every area of my life all the time. And I needed to find a way to still move my body and like gain strength and all these things, but in a way that was complementary to how I operated in my business, which sometimes is pushing, and working hard. And so for me, starting my day with yoga where I'm moving my body, I'm breathing, I'm like chilling, even though I'm exercising. That's been something I've adopted over the last 2 years. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that it's been transformational. So if you're that far gone, burnt out, you've got to do a second, take a couple days off, take a week off, recharge, take care of your body. What are you eating? Are you sleeping? Are you drinking water? Again, kind of like the Daily 5, these things are not difficult. Except that they are, because they're so easy to overlook.
How did they go about connecting with you? What's the best way for them to go about doing that?
Yeah, well, my favorite place to hang out online is in the Free Mama Movement Facebook group. It is mostly women, but we do have some brave men in there as well. We'd love to have you. Yes. And we also put out a lot of materials, including a lot around time management on freemamatv.com. That'll take you over to my YouTube channel. So we'd love to have you subscribe there. And then I also want to make sure everybody gets that free worksheet, which is at the thefreemama.com/the-daily5, the number 5. So I'm sure you guys will include that in the show notes. But if you need if you're like me, you're a visual learner and you just need to wrap your head around how you can lay this out for the most success, go grab that worksheet and we'd love to have you implement it.
Hey, that was Lauren Golden, and go ahead and take advantage of the offer. She's giving you that visual tool that you can take advantage of so you can be more productive and be more effective in your day. You can find out all the information about her in the show notes. You can also go ahead and reach out to her. You can find her on Facebook group, and also you can connect with her on LinkedIn. The point here is that you probably don't have 10 million things to do that needs to get done. Some of these things you could pass off to other people, or some of these things you don't need to do right now. Focus on the most important task. Focus on the most critical ones, the one that's going to help you to generate the most money. As always, I share stuff like this. I bring on the guests that I do because I want you to find value. I want you to find more of your ideal customers. I want you to know what to say when you reach out to them. I want you to close more deals. Most importantly, I want you to raise your level of thinking and go out and do big things. Thanks so much for watching.